Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish. Welcome back to some more Icewind Dale. I am here live with Archmage Laryl of the Seldarine's Hand. Well, I thought that we would start off this stream by checking in with him and delivering Yvain's journal that we found over in Dorn's Deep, since we need to go and clear out our inventory before we continue on into the Wyrm's Tooth Glacier anyway. So, we're going to start by seeing what he has to say about us finding his daughter's memoirs. And of course he can also send us to Kuldahar, which is great. Or he can send us back to Dorn's Deep, that will help. But first...
Once again, I am humbled by the mistakes I made when I was alive. I am a fool. The dwarves did not murder my daughter. She fought side by side with the dwarves, as did I in a time almost forgotten, until the end. Yvain died as one of the greatest heroes of the Hand. Once again, you have my eternal gratitude. If you'll excuse me, I have much to contemplate.
So, there we go. He realized that he made some more mistakes. Hopefully that'll give him something to think about. Nice. Well, that's a level up for Sauna, which is great. Her pickpockets is up to 125. Nice, nice. Oh, and she's got 5th level mage spells now, which is awesome. Not sure if she knows any. Oh, no, there we go. She does have monster summoning 3. Now, let's have him send us to Kuldahar.
It is good to see you again. For the first time in many centuries, I remember what it feels like to be at peace. I thank you for giving that back to me. I will remain here in the Hand to ensure that any elves left here will make it to the afterlife. Perhaps then, Labelis will grant me passage to Arvindor.
Alright, well, until then... Awesome. Okay, well, we are already on this side of town, so I would say let's just start here. We'll go up to Conlin's smithy first. We'll upload, or offload rather, any unnecessary weapons and armor that we're not going to be using. And then we'll go from there. Ooh, hey. Oh, I forgot about this. What do you make of this mithril hammer? That's the clan Battleforge symbol. Interesting. I believe this is the symbol of one of the local dwarven clans, the Battle Hammers. The dwarves are known for their craftsmanship, and I can see it. This feels like it's magical as well. Well, the dwarves are also very secretive of their methods, so I can't say for sure, but it doesn't feel very... focused. What do you mean, focused? It's hard to explain. Usually you can feel a purpose to most magic. This seems vague and fuzzy, like it wasn't enchanted with a clear goal. That kind of makes sense. I sort of like that description. If I could get a better feel for the type of magic used by these dwarves... Well, just keep your eyes open for more Battlehammer items, and maybe I can figure it out. Oh! This stout ward shield is from Clan Battlehammer. Well, I'm glad we still have that. Here, let me see that. Yes, I can feel the similarity. Even more interesting, they seem to have an affinity for each other. It's possible we may be able to combine them. It's fairly tricky, and mithril doesn't always react well after it's been imbued. I think I could probably add this as a standard for the shield. I'm not sure what exactly that would do for Stout Ward's abilities. And it's a solid day of work. How about 4,500 gold? Well, sure. Come back in a day. Your new shield will be ready. Alright, now let me see. If I'm not mistaken... Okay. Okay, that was a different... Ah, there we go. That was the shield that Sam has been using. It's that +1 small shield. Okay, well in that case, we can't go wrong because we were already using it over this other shield. So that means that anything that we get is going to be an upgrade, right? And the things that we have found have not been good enough to replace that. So that to me is worth 4,500 gold. So we'll let that stand, and in the meantime, we'll go ahead and sell some of these other things. And we want to keep that Axe of Caged Souls because that definitely came in handy. There we go. Benarg's Truth. There we go. There's a couple of these will slip in the bag of holding because I'm loath to part with them just for story reasons. Oh, her old sword. There we go. Say goodbye to that. But yeah, I like the that axe we found that was in the forge. The secret axe that was meant to be an ultimate weapon, you know. There we go. It's one of a kind. I hate to just kind of toss it out. I think that we've already got it stored. Alright. There we go. Well, we've got plenty of money at this point. 100,000 gold. That's not bad at all. So let's take a quick look and see if there's anything here that maybe we could buy that would be worth it. Yeah, we have a better spear now at this point. It's a two-handed axe, so we don't want that. Well, this is the +3 sword with the lore bonus. This one's +3. I think for the most part we're pretty set. Oh man, this is nice. A troll-slaying sword. It's a bastard sword, though. That's a two-handed sword. Evil Spider Crusher of Doom. Yeah, I think actually at this point we're doing all right. Because most of what he has to sell, I think he does have a couple of new things, but most of what he has to sell is not as good as what we've picked up, which is another one of the reasons that I was kind of sort of like reluctant to buy anything for the amount that he was charging to begin with.
Agreed.
Not to mention, like, between that and the fact that, of course, I mean, you just, at the time that these items would be useful, you simply don't have the money to afford them. And by the time you do have the money, I feel like you've already picked up things that are better, just like we've done. Okay, let me double check here. Not sure if we need to stop in at Girth's. Got that book. That one away. Okay, these are our quest books that we're keeping. This is our generic stuff that we're keeping. Oh yeah. Actually, these can go in there. I don't know how they can go in there, but whatever. We need to do need to sell these gems. Girth might buy those. Alright, let's pop in here. I wanted to check and make sure that we had already sold him all of those books we picked up from the library in the Seldarine's Hand, but it appears that we did do so, which is great. Okay. There we go. Goodness, we've picked up a lot of gemstones, and honestly, like, with the convenience of the gem bag, I have been putting them in there and kind of forgetting, and so the last couple times we've been to town, I have not emptied it out, as you can see. Y'all have got to do better about reminding me. I would lose my head if it wasn't attached. Goodness gracious. There we go. Oh, 6,000 GP worth of gems. Well, that covers that shield improvement anyway, doesn't it? Now, do we need to go and see Auric? I'm not sure that we do. Actually, looks like we might be okay on that front. You know, we don't have any other magic items, so
I'm on it.
Let's just head up here and rest. That'll give Conlon the Knight to finish the shield, and then we'll go pick that up. We will buy some arrows and bolts and things like that for the road, and then we will head back to Dorn's Deep and Worm's Tooth Glacier to continue. With their boots of speed on, I'm starting to get spoiled in the way that I often do in lots of video games like this one, Diablo 2, similar games where there's a lot of this kind of walking to be done.
I'm on it.
And then as soon as someone gets some sort of speed bonus, like Boots of Haste, or an ability that increases their movement speed or what have you, I immediately get spoiled on it, and it's really hard to like go back and deal with a normal walking speed. It's like the faster you move, the more insufferable a regular walking pace becomes.
I'm on it.
Okay, we only rested for 8 hours. I was afraid that would happen, but I wasn't sure if it would or not. So, we'll go back over here and we will rest a couple more times. Because if we're just going to stand around doing nothing, we might as well lie down in a bed, I guess. That's my philosophy. Gosh, wish that was me, though. 24/7 sleep schedule. Hit the hay all day. If you awake, you a fake. There we go. Now it's been a minimum of 24 hours. I can't not talk today. So he should surely be done with that shield.
I'm on it.
There we go. Welcome back. I have successfully merged the symbol with Stoutward. Combining them was fairly straightforward, like they were meant for each other. Here's Stoutward back. I think you'll find it's a lot stronger now. What else can I do for you? Well, since we are here anyway, you can sell us some ammo. Ammo, ammo, ammo. Where is your ammo? There we go. Okay, that should do. And some bolts. And some bullets. Let's go ahead and we will equip all of this. Oh. Did y'all see that? No, nobody saw that. Say nothing. Doodly doodly doo. Forgot to hit the buy button. Punched all that in and then forgot to hit the buy button. It's because of this, so when I hit done, I was thinking it just went straight to their inventory, but no. Alright. There we go. Oops. And last but not least, sauna. Okay. Now let's take a look at our new shield. New and improved stout ward. Check this out. Armor class +2, strength +1, max hit points +10. Well, combined with the icon of Clan Battlehammer, the shield's abilities have been further enhanced. Nice. Alright, and with that, we are ready to get back on our way. I'm actually glad that that happened because I had completely forgotten about the fact that Stout Ward was an upgradable magic item. So it's a good thing that we had 2 shield users in the party. Because if it had just been Astrid, she would have been using something else probably this entire time, as she has been, and we would have sold Stout Ward. Alright. Back to Dorn's Deep. Unfortunately, at the point that we're at least, I can't remember if it pops up on here later, but like you cannot go directly to the Wyrm's Tooth Glacier from the world map. You have to go to Dorn's Deep and then go inside. At least that won't take very long for us, but still. Let's put our armor spell back on. And stone skin as well. Someone asked, I think, that's what's changing the color of her sprite. Sometimes you'll notice that she is green, and you know, the colors that we picked out for her, that she should be. And sometimes her robes are a different color, and that is why. It's because the armor and stone skin spells, as they layer over top of one another once they get cast, and then as they wear off, and so on, they will change her appearance slightly. Different defensive and armor spells sometimes do that to give you a visual cue that they're working. And that probably was a lot more helpful and made a much bigger difference. Like, you know, back when... Oops. Yeah, I gotta go this way. Back when the resolution of the game was 640 by 480. But of course, at this current resolution, it's not that helpful. You're fine. They are really hating on Sana, but that's alright. She'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, after all this trouble, or travel. See, I just cannot talk today. After all of this trouble and travel, we'll definitely need to sleep again. Oh.
Agreed.
that's okay. We can do that right down here before we leave and go into the glacier. One of these days we'll find boots of speed for everybody. Man, that would be nice. Just a whole party of adventurers with haste on permanently. That's why I'm not going to spend a healing spell on her. I could, and it wouldn't make much difference because we're going to rest, so we would immediately get it back. But at the same time, we're going to rest, so she's going to get all of her hit points back anyway. Doesn't make much difference. Doodly-doo. This is an awful lot of walking, and I'm sure it's not super exciting to watch, but at least it actually doesn't really take that long. I was surprised when I left the glacier and went back to the Hand of the Seldarine how little time it required. Would be nice if we could go even faster, sure, but it's actually not as bad as it could be. These two aren't tired yet because they have the highest constitution scores. You can see them, though, that's not just the Boots of Haste being faster, like they're dragging... Oh, come on. Okay, well, fine. We'll go out here and rest in the cold, then. But they're dragging just a little bit. Because of being tired. There we go. Let me sleep. Okay. Put these back on.
I'm on it.
Oh, yeah? Oop. Dead people. I see dead people. Can't get up there right away, so I'm just going to let them, now that they've noticed, or let them wander around this way. Come get us. Come on. There we go. No, do not touch our back line. Come away from there. Oh, I actually kind of remember that. Sort of. There we go as one. Let's see. She had the flaming arrows, didn't she? Yes. Ooh, let me... Aha, here we go. Well. There, we'll just move all of them. Because she's going to need them here in a moment. Oh, goodness. She's on the fire arrow. Excellent. There we go.
Done.
More snow trolls. You can hide, but you cannot run. That's actually pretty good. And that's another one of those just little little kind of nifty things that makes a magic item more interesting. Ooh. This bridge is in poor shape and may collapse. You cannot cross it. Of course. That's an awful lot of dead peasant bodies around here. Let's see. Bridge here, up there. Let's go over here first. That bridge looks like it goes someplace. Oh, well. Goes to another bridge, I guess. Where are you going? Oh, that's right, because we're up on a ledge. Yeah, I think that we talked about this before, that I mentioned that just a little bit of something interesting, a little bit of backstory, or even a little bit of description, you know, like adding an interesting rune or a specifically shaped blade or that kind of thing to a common magic item suddenly makes it exponentially less common, which is great. And so, yeah, giving those little stories to magic items that you pick up in Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale made them feel a lot more special, because then they were not just boots of speed, they were somebody's boots of speed. Or it wasn't just a pack of +1 arrows, you know, it was +1 arrows that were made by a certain person. Museum basement entrance, museum entrance. Museum, eh? Now museum, now you don't. Yeah, I deserve that. Both the silence and what Astrid just shouted.
I'll do my best to keep myself out of trouble. A little fire and lightning should light things up.
There we go. Come on. And you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for... Where is it? That's force missiles. Snowball swarm. Is that vitriolic sphere? Yes. Because it has a small AoE. Ta-da! Nice. These trolls were under that bridge. I'll be damned. Right where they thought that we wouldn't expect them to be. Man, I hate fighting trolls. These ice trolls, of course, are like, it's just whatever. But the ones that you have to basically kill twice.
A stout sword and sturdy shield can take you far.
Come on, shoot him. There we go. I know it's different when you're like in a pitched melee and everyone is fighting. But it's really funny to me for some reason when like one person does something and someone else in the party levels up from it because you're sharing experience. So she just, you know, blasted that troll and I had her selected all by herself to make sure that that happened, and Sam was the one who leveled up. Ooh, 6th level spells. Check that out. 1st, 3rd, and 6th. Well, let's see. We need to cast more spells with Sam, but he's so effective in melee that we haven't been. Part of that is probably because we have story mode turned on. Protection from evil. Fear effects. Let's do an Armor of Faith. He's high enough level now to justify that. It would actually give him a decent bonus. Let's see, we have another Dispel Magic. There's been a couple of times we could have used a Zone of Sweet Air. Let's take one of those with us and see how handy it comes in. And now level 6. Aerial Servant, Blade Barrier, Bolt of Glory, Conjure Animals, Entropy Shield, False Dawn, Heal, Physical Mirror, Spiritual Wrath, and Wondrous Recall. Nice. Well, Blade Barrier. That's one of the most iconic cleric spells. Okay. That's not bad, but we're going to start with Heal, which is probably the most powerful single target healing spell in the game. Cures blindness, disease, poison, intoxication, and feeble mind. Restores the target to maximum hit points if he has been injured. There we go. So all these dead bodies. Man, all of these trolls are carrying gemstones. I actually don't remember this part of the game very well. I feel like I remember the earlier parts much better than the later parts. There we go. Oh, okay. Now, let's head back up here and finish clearing out the map before we go through any doors, as per usual. We want to see what is actually on the rest of this map. Rickety Bridge. Rickety Bridge sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a landmark out in the country. Oop, more trolls. Delightful. Love these guys. Love them. Don't hate them at all.
Yes? A stout sword and sturdy shield can take
Go ahead and have the rest of them engage these. And Sonic can just be on cleanup duty. Nice. Have to sort those gems here shortly, though. A stairwell. Ice tunnel. Yeah, we must. I must, anyway. Ooh, that's different. A Glacier Yeti. They're different from regular Yetis because they're colder or something. Because they live on a glacier, I guess. Don't you raise your voice at me.
I'm not sure about this.
There we go. This place isn't very well kept. Of course, the dwarves have been gone for a long time. So many Yetis.
I'm here.
Yep, definitely going to have to organize our backpack here in just a moment. Now, we don't want to split anything in two. We want to combine stacks.
Give the word.
That's what it is. They're elitist Yetis. They don't associate with those low-class Yetis that don't live in glaciers. Oh, Keishara's going for it. All right. Well, that looks fairly well cleared out to me. considering that the ice tunnel is all the way over here, I'm going to guess they expect us to enter the museum first. So, the question is, should we go in through the basement, or should we go in through the front door? Since we have the option, they've given us that. And we have access to both doors. I feel like we can probably go in through the front doors without any, like, worry or problem. But I'm tempted to go in the basement just because, like, why else would they put it there if they didn't want you to use it? Yes, no, not Yeti hipsters, Yeti classists. They've gentrified the Glacier. Because, I mean, honestly, what's wider than a mountain of ice? They pushed the dwarves out, and they moved in, you know, and they opened up a Whole Foods and a bunch of gastro pubs. Let's see, let's get all of these out of here. See, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like, honestly, why even debate? They've given us a basement door, we've got to use it. Get all of these gems into the gem bag. And then let's do it. Let's hit up this basement, see what's in there. Classists generally are the worst. Like, eat the rich. Come on, y'all are killing me. Step it up. There we go. Welcome to the museum basement. Well, these aren't labeled as anything. Better search for traps. Aha! My gut was right. Why do I not have thieving? Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me I'm gonna... I am. They're gonna make me, because that's chainmail, they're gonna make me take that off every time that I want to pick a lock or disarm a trap. Oh my god. I say this as someone who grew up playing 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, and who fell in love with 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, and for whom, like, 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons changed their life. I hate 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons. Like, I'm adult enough to say that now.
Agreed.
We're all grown-ups here. Slaves. Don't like the sound of that. The central location appears to have been a meeting area. The furnishings are still in a good condition, but a bit cold to the touch. Yeah, he does. You know what? I'm not going to be mad about it. We're going to call that a character quirk, because he is, after all, shirtless in his portrait. So, Gareth, the only one who is named, so he's got to be important. Greetings, I am Gareth. Oh my, you are armed and armored. Have you come to return us to slavery? No. Thank the gods. Then perhaps you would agree to help us. We are in a desperate situation. Nah, bye. No, just kidding. The people you see here are all slaves. Recently we escaped our masters and fled here to this room. Who enslaved you? I believe they are called frost salamanders. They have humanoid torsos, reptilian heads, and serpentine tails. They have an aura of cold about them and seem to thrive here in the glacier. So how did you get away from them? That is a long tale. Will you listen? Several cutscenes will now play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside time to view them all. Very well. We were held captive in the building directly above this one. It appears to be some sort of museum. There are numerous display cases showing specimens of aquatic life, all of which have succumbed to the cold of the glacier and frozen solid. Yeah, so we did make the right choice coming in through the basement then. Otherwise, we would have fought our way through those other guys and met them last. So why don't they come down and get you? The temperature here is hot enough to cause them pain, and thus they shun this place. Okay. There was one room within the museum the salamanders avoided, and we were ordered never to enter there. So naturally, we began to wonder why. We did our best to try and sneak in to see what it was the salamanders feared, but with little success. Finally, a woman named Vera managed to do it. What did she find? Ancient machinery, really old stuff, most of it in ruin. However, there was one device that emitted a soft glow and warmth. Vera realized that the warmth must be why the salamanders avoided the area. She also concluded the displays of the museum had not always been frozen. Perhaps this machinery was what kept the cold at bay in the past. That would make sense. Vera felt that this was the chance of a lifetime. There was no way to know if either she or anyone else would ever gain access to this room again, so she decided to take action. She began to fiddle with dials and knobs until suddenly an indicator began to pulse with a steady light. At once the room filled with a warm glow and the hum of power. Quietly she returned to tell us of her discovery. At first, nothing. For days we waited, always expecting the temperature to rise, but it never did. We had finally been given up hope when just yesterday a commotion started and the salamanders fled this room in a flurry of confusion. Vera saw this as our one chance at freedom. We could not allow the salamanders time to reorganize and cut off our access to this room, so she yelled for all of us to run to the stairs that led here. Many died in the attempt. We are the few who survived. If only Vera were here. Okay, well, what happened to Vera? I'm sorry, but no, Vera never made it down here with the rest of us. The last I saw, there was a wave of salamanders between her and escape. I fear she's dead. Okay, so tell me about this desperate situation. We have no food or water. We are in the heart of enemy lands. We will surely die if we stay here. The maddening thing is, we have discovered another exit that leads back to the surface, but it is locked and we do not have the key. The salamanders have probably got it. Yes. We believe that Keishara, their leader, has the key. Will you recover it for us? Fight a building full of frost salamanders? Nah, bruh. You just leave. Of course we'll get the key for you. Your bravery and compassion are beyond compare. I do not know what to say other than thank you. It seems hardly enough under the circumstances. Please recover the key quickly. Our fate is in your hands. Okay. Well.
Agreed.
Okay, then. Got a little information. Got a new quest. Aha. Okay, so this is going to be... Whoops. This is the door going up.
Right then.
Yep, there we go. Maybe warded against simple spells. Okay, so... Now that we have done this, now we have to go back up to the regular museum. This niche holds a statue of a male dwarf holding a workman's hammer. At the base of the statue is a plaque proclaiming him as Dugmarin Brightmantle, the Tinkerer. Oh yeah, dwarven god. And this one is Dugmarin Brightmantle, the Scholar. Let's see.
I'm on it.
So he's both a tinkerer and a scholar. Interesting. He's a smart old dwarf. That he is. shall we find in here? Some ice? Frost salamanders, maybe? Ice, maybe. Oh, hello.
Not know you. What you want here?
Take me to your leader.
You want see Karish? He leader.
Yes, sure. We could just kill our way through them, but if we can talk our way around this...
I greet you. I am Karish, leader of the salamanders. Who are you?
What should we say? A simple traveler, an adventurer, or an explorer who chanced upon this place? I actually don't really know if he answers you differently, like, based on which of these responses you give him. I feel like we're too well-armed and armored to just be simple explorers or travelers, so if we don't say adventurer, he might, like, call us liars or something. But this one seems the most diplomatic. So... this one seems the most truthful. Let's just go ahead and be up front with him. It's Hatheland doing the talking, after all. So we'll just tell him that we are, in fact, adventurers.
An adventurer? Forgive me, but I doubt you are an adventurer. No seeker of fortune could journey here unscathed. No, you are more than you seem. A spy, perhaps? Come to check on me? Yes, he has been known to hire those of your race. Why has he sent you?
No, I really am an adventurer. Oh, I think that he thinks, we work for the bad guy.
Marketh would be my guess. Would you care to confirm that belief?
Nope, you know what? Believe what you want.
Very well. Play your game of deception, but know this. I know your master. In time, I will have an answer. If not from you, then him. So tell me, why are you here?
Answer some questions for us. Let's see. We know who he is. We know he's the one in charge.
What do you mean? I am awaiting orders as instructed and nothing else.
Why do you ask?
Has someone reported otherwise? Am I suspected of something?
Oh, you seem nervous.
Of course I am nervous. I know who you serve and therefore have good reason to be. Can we get on with your questioning?
Okay, well, why are there dead bodies all over the place?
The slaves. They revolted. We had to slay most of them, but a few managed to escape to the level below.
How did they manage that?
The room below suddenly became too hot to bear. We had to flee back here or perish. In the confusion that followed, the slaves bolted for the stairs. A few made it, but their freedom will not last long. They are trapped down there. The exit to the surface is locked, so they have nowhere to run to. Also, they have no supplies, nor do they have the means to gather any, since I have trolls patrolling the glacier. Eventually they will starve or return to us. All we have to do is wait. It occurs to me that I could use your aid in this matter.
Yeah, about those trolls.
My apologies. They are not the most intelligent or observant of creatures. It is possible that they mistook you for an escaped slave.
Well, what kind of help do you want?
The slaves are of no consequence to me. They will return to us, or they will die. However, the leader of this revolt has made me look bad in the eyes of my people. For this he must pay. Go to these slaves. Gain their confidence. Once you gain that confidence, find their leader and slay him.
We're deceiving him, so we'll just say maybe.
Very well. Take some time to think about this. Come to me if you change your mind.
Let's see.
I have the key you speak of, but I am reluctant to give it up. There are circumstances that, trust me. Yeah, we'll deal with it. Very well. See that you do. If those slaves escape, I will hold you personally responsible. Here is the key. Very well. You are my guest. Feel free to look around. You will find nothing out of place here. Okay. Cool. Alright. So. We haven't had to fight anyone yet. We'll see how long that lasts. Ooh, look at this. That is really cool. The frozen monsters and stuff. Although I do wonder what some of them are. Like, I don't like the size of that one. This statue depicts a smiling dwarf carrying workman's tools and an open tome. And this plaque is weathered with age, but the inscription is still readable. Alkonos the Visionary. Or Visionary. Alkonos, maybe? Is that a winter wolf? Ooh. This frozen pool contains a giant squid. Looking at the creature, you can see how tales of sea monsters get started. That's really funny considering sea monsters are just, like, objectively real in this world. This frozen pool contains 2 sharks. Their stance is almost lifelike, as if they were frozen in mid-stroke. That's from the salamander's aura of cold. Okay, that's probably where the slaves are at. The magic that once maintained this display has long since faded or failed entirely, and the display is dark and the glass front is covered with grime. You can see nothing within the tank. They had a whole whale in here. This is a whale. How the huge creature got here is beyond your knowledge. Like that, even the game is just like, this is a whale. And that's that on that. Well, at least we're learning all the enemy positions. Protection from cold and fire shield red will go a long way here. This frozen pool contains jellyfish. Well, now I guess that they're fruit popsicles. Aw, sea turtle. Unfortunately, I don't think that any of these are, like, coming back to life. If we were to, you know, turn the heat back on. Finish exploring this, and then go from there. Ooh. Ah, it's Vera. Vera! What has become of you? We'll come back and talk to her in just a moment. It looks like a dead salamander. That might be the door. Perhaps the door to that room full of machinery. Ooh-wee. Yeah, see, there's a couple there. Make me nervous. Alright, well, that's the whole thing. Okay. Let's head over here. This is the only place where there's a dead salamander, so I'm guessing that that's going to be the room where Vera found the machinery. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This panel has several rows of indicators, some of which pulsate with a soft glow. To each side of the panel are large tanks connected by a series of pipes, and 2 of the leftmost tanks glow with warmth. The remaining tanks appear to be non-functional. Okay. So there's nothing that we can do here yet.
Ready.
But that just might mean we need to talk to Vera first. So let's go do it.
Sana's the most diplomatic, but Keishara's the smartest. We'll have her talk to her, and that way, if she says anything about the machinery, maybe Keishara will know what she's talking about. By every god and his mother, you're the last thing I expected to see step around the corner. Who are you? A friend. Really? Mind telling me how you got past the salamanders? Yeah, he thinks we're a spy. Let's see. Well, if I were you, I would continue with that deception. It could save your life here. I don't know, I would like to trust you, but I'm not sure that I can. Well, you've got to trust somebody. Well, very well. Ask what you will. My name is Vera Ellis. Ah, and we talked to Gareth. Yes, I know him. You say you've spoken with him, so he and the others escaped? Ah, yes. Oh, by all means, please help them. I cannot rest until I know they are safe. Please go now. No, we have more... But... Ugh. More questions. Okay. We're gonna have to, I guess. Alright, well... That's fair. I like the characterization, you know, that she's not really interested in talking to us until she knows that the others are safe. That's just who she be. I won't begrudge her that. So these have to be the stairs. Aha!
Agreed.
There's Gareth. You've returned. What can I do for you? Okay, we've seen Vera. Where is she? Is she all right? She's safe and in hiding. Thank you for telling me. I'll let the others know the news. Okay, also, trying to get the key. Have you found it? We desperately need it. Yep, we've got it. Oh my, you've done it. I will tell everyone to prepare to leave here immediately. Thank you so much for what you've done. All right. They can GTFO. Oof. Oof.
Time to turn this one down to size.
Well. There we go. We'll maneuver behind them, and let's give them a burning hands. Haha. Oh no, they're on to us.
Here.
Do well to fear a woman.
Let's take out these salamanders. They're kind of obscuring the view.
Here I come. Come with me.
Let's see, does he have... Yes, oil of fiery burning. There we go. Oop. Haha. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize there was going to be that big of an explosion. My bad. It's basically a fireball.
Done.
Haha.
I'm on it.
Ooh. They just all the way escaped, it looks like. Oh, okay. That's that icy tunnel. Well, it's a good thing that we killed all those trolls then. Unless they went this way. Let's see what's in here.
Leaving the horrors of the frost giant caves behind them,
Oh.
the party made their way into the deepest tunnels.
Well, that was a very short chapter.
In the distance, a bright red glow emanated from the mouth of a large corridor, indicating that they were not alone in the darkness of Lower Dorn's deep.
Okay. Well, that was a very short chapter. I didn't realize that was going to end the chapter quite so quickly. Let's see. Well, I guess we're gonna have to talk to this guy, and then we'll head back the way that we came and finish the museum. There's not much to it, it shouldn't take long.
Halt. I cannot allow you to proceed.
Oh, just another obstacle. Why not?
I am the voice of Durdel Anatha. I speak on behalf of my superior, revered brother Pokelin.
Ooh.
These lands are sacred to the Church of Ilmater. As a paladin of Torm, it is my duty to obey his commands.
I hate to tell you this, friend, but you're a big suit of armor. I don't think Torm allows big suits of armor to be paladins.
Once I was like you, a paladin of Torm. It was my duty to seek out traitors, vow breakers, and the unfaithful across the realms. When I heard of the conflict between the elves of the Hand of the Seldarine and the dwarves of Dorn's Deep, I came to investigate. I tried to get to the root of the problem, to discover the treacherous party responsible for the pestilence of mistrust and open aggression. I swore to Torm that I would not allow the dwarves and elves to wage war against each other. This was my folly, my downfall. In my pride, I believed I could divert the massive rivers of suspicion and hatred that flowed between the races. I was wrong. They would not hear my words. Desperate to see that my vow was not broken, I threw myself between the charging dwarven warriors and the stalwart elven archers. So many arrows pierced my body, so many dwarven feet broke my bones, I did not feel them. But my soul felt the weight of duty's bond. I could not ascend to judgment. Weighted down by my guilt, I remained here, among the dead. Now my guilt is spread upon the table before me. Hungry, it consumes me in an eternal holy vigil. It will never be satisfied.
Satiated,
Despite this, I must obey. I must eternally serve the churches of the Triad, Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater. It is my duty. I will wait here until time itself shatters my shackles against the spine of the world.
You're so sad, you're making me cry. Now, can we do anything to help you?
No. No longer. My armor is made from the shackles of slaves, and my voice comes from the tongues of those slaves. They speak the words that I cannot.
That doesn't sound right.
Unless I have direct proof that they do not represent Ilmater, I must serve them without question. Brother Harken can see you through my eyes now. He is commanding me to attack you. I must obey him. It is my duty.
Ooh. Unfortunate. For you, that is. Okay. Well, nice meeting you. We'll be back.
Agreed.
Doodly-doo. Think this... Yeah, this actually goes to the world map. There we go.
Agreed.
So now we can head back. And let's just go this way. And we will go right back over here to the front doors, and that'll probably be the easiest and quickest way to do what we're going to do, which is, of course, to depopulate the area. You know, like adventurers do. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we might have protection from cold. Yes. Okay, well, let's see. Who's going to need that the most? It's probably one of them. She's got more hit points and overall a little bit better armor, so let's give it to Hatheland. We're going to see real quick, what does she have memorized? Wasn't sure if she had anything good. She's got Fireball, of course, which is great. Ice Lance and Snowball Swarm will be useless, on the other hand. Okay. Let's get to it. There we go. Go. Let's kind of... We'll go one side at a time and let them mostly come to us. Winter wolves are big, nasty, intelligent wolves, of course, that also come with a breath weapon. Remember that we fought a wolf way back at the beginning of the game. It wasn't a winter wolf, but... it's going to give us a pelt anyway. These are. Here we go. More salamanders. Just going to grab these gems as we go. There we go. Well, this is going fairly well. Nice. This should go fairly quickly because there aren't a lot of snow trolls. Actually, my biggest worry here is that we don't want Vera to die. Okay. Let's go ahead, and we've got a couple of level ups. Let's grab them. Astrid, that's going to make a big difference. Reduce saving throws, reduce Thaco, more hit points. Keishara, that's going to make a big difference too, because you know what? 6 level spells. There we go. 4, 5, and 6. Oh, she got a proficiency slot. My goodness gracious. Well, we're going to put that in Dagger. Just because we only have so many things we can put it in at this point. And let's see. 4th level spell slots. What's she got here that would be useful? Improved invisibility is not bad. Fire Shield Red. That could be really useful. Burning Blood will be useful as well. Level 5. You know what? I think a big old Domination spell. And of course this has to be Anti-Magic Shell because it's the only level 6 spell we've got. Okay, this is proceeding apace. Whoop, you guys get that? Alrighty. Gems, gems, gems. Wolf pelt. Another wolf pelt, look at that. That ice breath. Thankfully, most of these gems are stacking, which means that we can kind of put off doing too much inventory management, at least for now.
Here, done.
Yeah, you come to us. I'm not going around there to get you.
Here I come. The hells come with me. I'm on it.
A little fire and lightning should light things up.
Oh, goodness. Somebody got a critical hit, one of our archers. Hope Vera made it.
I'm on it.
Oh, good, 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 good. She still seems to be alive. We'll come back and talk to her in a moment. We got to make sure that it's safe first. So we don't want a situation where she's trying to run away to safety or something and has to run through all of these guys.
A stout sword and sturdy shield can take. I'll do my best to keep you from trouble.
Thank goodness these are all ice trolls and not snow trolls.
Agreed.
I'll take
I'm on it.
Come on, you losers.
Time to trim this one down.
I'm not sure about
Orders done. Here I come. The hells come with me.
Oh, time for a fireball. Whee! Boom. Basically.
Done.
a stout sword and sturdy shield can take you far.
Yeah.
It's like, hop in, kids.
I'm listening. Agreed.
There we go. I think that's just about all of the ones that are kind of out in the open. Now we just have to go and get Karish. Or Karish. Karish will perish. Is that him? Nope, that's just a regular frost salamander. You're not worth my time. Ah, there he is. Bye-bye, boss monster.
I'm ready.
I'm on it.
She's ready, you guys.
Time to trim this one down to size.
Shield can take you far.
Okay. There we go. We weren't too badly injured. That should be all of it. So. Excellent. We'll identify those magic items, put those gems in our gem bag, and talk to Vera and see what she has to say. Personally, I'm excited to know. First things first. Let's see. I mean, personally, I've never heard anybody claim that damage spells are suboptimal for wizards, mostly because, like, in 2nd edition D&D specifically, clerics tend to be like buffing specialists. They're the ones with all the support magic, and druids are like, you know, field control, and then wizards specialize in debuffs and damage dealing. But yeah, either way, there is just something very satisfying about a fireball or a lightning bolt or an ice storm and just dealing a big chunk of damage across an, you know, like an area of effect. That's just very satisfying. Very worthwhile. Long cleaver +4. Ooh, a halberd. So we won't be using that. This weapon was commissioned by the eccentric nobleman Pelp Kadari. Pelp was a friend of all chaotic priesthoods, frequently donating money to whomever he fancied at any given time. His associates and servants always kept their distance, as his wild mood swings could take him from joyous euphoria to miserable melancholy or furious rage at any moment. He paid over 40,000 gold pieces to have this halberd made, despite the fact that he only used the item to cut his fowl at his long dinner table. When Pelp died, he left the weapon to his pet goat, Azuth. Azuth is the name of the god of wizardry, one of Mystra's minions. In case of Azuth's death, the weapon would then be passed on to the first girl wearing a blue dress who entered his study. 12 years after Azuth died, Pelp's niece Amara went into his study to find a book. The chamberlain of Pelp's mansion gave Long Cleaver to Amara when she turned 16. She sold the weapon to finance her entry into an academy of magic. Well, I'm glad that she's doing well for herself. That is a very silly story, and I'm glad we were all here for it. Spear of Karish +3. Ooh, boy. This spear is of unusual construction. The haft is crystal clear and is made of some unknown material, probably glass steel. The spearhead itself appears to be an icicle surrounded by an aura of frost. A fine mist of ice crystals surrounds the entire weapon. So, it is a +3 spear with a small chance to deal 1d6 cold damage. I don't know why it's not just a flat chance. All of this is ridiculous, honestly, because weapons that just flat out dealt additional energy damage have always been a thing in Dungeons and Dragons. So I don't know if it's just been so long since I played that I'm misremembering, or if this is an adjustment they made in the Enhanced Edition because they thought it would balance things. But I am not a fan of this. Like, it only has a 5% chance per hit of dealing plus 1d6 cold damage. Like, that's an additional 1 to 6 damage, you guys. Like, it should just be on there. That's how D&D works. This 1 in 20 chance of dealing maybe 1 point of cold damage is not great. The 10% fire resistance all the time, however, is pretty great. And let's see. Oh, this is Puny's Poker +3. So actually, Karish's Spear is going to be a nice upgrade for her, because this is a +3 spear as well, but has no other additional powers, and it's got speed factor 8. Whereas Karish's Spear has speed factor 5. So, there we go. A nice weapon upgrade for Sana. Cool. I'm a fan. Okay, let's talk to Vera. So, you asked me to help the slaves escape. Yes. Have you been able to free them? Yes. Okay. Then my work here is done. I can leave this hell in good conscience. Thank you and farewell. Wait, how are you going to get out? Well, I'm a thief, and a good one. I can sneak out of here when the time is right. I just couldn't do it until I knew those poor people were safe. Okay, well, you're free to go. It's a clear shot to the door. And we got 160,000 experience for that. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, well, we'll just see ourselves out as well, then. A thief with a heart of gold. And now we legitimately can go on to Chapter 6. Which I believe is the last chapter. There may be a Chapter 7. I think Chapter 6 is the last one. I'm kind of enjoying the uncertainty because that way I don't always know everything that's going to happen. It's like Might and Magic 6, when I played that on the channel, of course, before Icewind Dale, y'all got to see that I know the game pretty much backwards and forwards. There are a few things I forget sometimes, like which one of the chests at the end of the Dragoon's Caverns teleports you back to the entrance. I don't always remember that off the top of my head, but for the most part, I remember it pretty much backwards and forwards. But Icewind Dale, I just have not played it nearly as many times, and it's been much longer since I have played it, so there's a lot more uncertainty. Okay, well, he's still down for the count, so... Huge vats of molten metal bubble and hiss overhead. Rust on the sides of the vats indicate they must have been dormant for a long period of time. Oh, and these twin statues loom over the entrance to Lower Dorn's Deep. The dwarves have a look of stoic resolve on their painted stone faces. Ooh, a regular salamander. Tarnished sentry. Oof. Ooh. Hey, on the other hand, you know what is actually going to come in handy now? Ta-da! So our ice fireball came in handy after all. We just had to switch dungeons. That means Keishara's spear will be really useful too. Because even if Sana doesn't go into melee, that fire resistance is going to be a boon here. Oh, speaking of which, uh-oh. Yeah, that's what I thought, and I thought I saw her using regular arrows, or fire arrows. Gotta save those, my girl. Make sure no one else is using special ammunition either. We don't want them doing that just yet. Shouldn't have to worry too much about that with Keishara, at least. There we go.
Agreed.
Yeah, which is a pretty neat trick. Like, that's definitely a useful ability. And I guess they got the idea for that from the Elemental Substitution Metamagic feat in 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons. But just making it a class feature that you could do like so many times a day or what have you was honestly a good choice. Whoo-wee. That is a lot of salamanders, y'all. There just keep being more. Actually, I don't know off the top of my head. I know that in 5th edition, feats, of course, give you a lot more bang for your buck than in previous editions of the game. They're very beefy, so that would be appropriate for one, but I don't know for certain. Now, I do know that there is a feat that allows you to pick a damage type, and you can, like, ignore resistance when you cast spells of that damage type. Oh, thief attacks Sana. Someone is... Aha! Oh. There we go. Yeah, exactly. That's the... there's one that allows you to punch through resistance. Whoa! These human thieves coming out of nowhere.
Please, someone help me.
Goodness gracious! All these people, how are they invisible?
Time to turn this one.
You didn't notice any of those guys? They all managed to get past y'all stealthing like that? Because surely they couldn't all have been invisible. Like, legit magically invisible. Goodness gracious. Okay, well that was rough. we're going to give her another shot.
Ready.
There we are.
I'm on it.
Let's go. More of these.
Fire and lightning should liven things up.
I'm not even exploring the terrain at this point because the enemies are so close together that we're just running from like one group of enemies to the next.
You will do well to fear a woman's wrath.
Phew-wee. Okay, goodness gracious. The gem cutter's house to the oubliette. Back to the ice tunnels. There's a lot going on here. We'll more thoroughly explore all of it here shortly. Her bless spell wore off. I'm trying to use more of Sam's magic because we don't use it like nearly often enough. Go. See what's around this long walkway. For all the good it'll do, we'll have Motmic look for traps. What is this child doing here? Fengla! The deep gnome girl stares at you blankly. She looks unhappy, is carrying a small bag full of apples and 2 bottles of wine. She wears a large key around her neck. Hi? She points to her right forearm. Branded into her skin is the name Fengla. Yeah, clerics can turn into beat sticks, especially in 5th edition, where they gave them a lot of abilities to do things like deal extra damage with their attacks and stuff, but... yeah, she's probably evil. She's a little girl in the middle of a dungeon, so... She opens her mouth. Oh, she has no tongue. It appears to have been cut out. Oh, God, that's horrible. Who did that to you? She points to the upper reaches of the palace in the northeastern portion of the cavern. She then points to the brand of a pickaxe on her wrist. The sign of her assailant, then. Where are you taking that food? Points to a tower in the southeast portion of the cavern. It is surrounded by a moat of lava, which is, in turn, surrounded by underdark cattle pens filled with deep gnome slaves. Ooh. Could I borrow the key? She smiles and holds out the key. She gave that up awfully easily. And this is, yeah, the watchtower. To the mines. Oh. I see. There we go. Tower Archer. Kelly.
Time to trim this one down.
Holy shit! How'd you get in here? We got a key. You know what?
I'm not sure.
You better shoot at the people coming up the stairs, because...
I'm not sure about
Bye. Bye, Kelly. Oh, it's Fengla again. She wanders up to you and shakes your hand vigorously, then smiles up at you for a second and departs. Hey, she wasn't evil. Look at that. Yeah, exactly. We were invited. Magic arrows all around. Great, because Sana can always use more magic arrows, right? Phew-wee. Any compartments up here?
okay.
I'm on it.
There we go. Man, that chewed right through Keishara's stone skin.
Agreed. Done.
These beds look well kept and comfortable. They would probably be a safe place to rest. All right. Cool. That is very handy. They give you basically an in-room. Let's check out these arrows. Arrow of piercing +3. 6 additional piercing damage unless you save versus death. Nice. Ooh, and we got 2 full stacks of them, too. Longbow +3 defender. Hey. Armor class +1. Isn't that what she has? Oh, no. We got a +2 defender, so... +2 AC, +2 to save versus spells. 3, 2, 6... 4, 3, 6, armor class +1, save versus spell +3, missile resistance +15%. Well, folks, this is an upgrade because the only downside between the two of them is this one gives an additional +1 to AC, so her AC will drop slightly with this one, but her damage, her accuracy, her missile resistance, and her spell save all go up. I think that's a fair trade. Boom. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, and what about this? Full plate armor is the best armor, blah, blah, blah. So full plate +1. Somebody is wearing full plate. Oh, that's the mithril field plate armor +2. It's AC 0. Ah, there we go. She's the one. Aha, I knew it. Alright, Astrid. 0, 4, 3. This is 3 and 0 versus slashing. Okay. Well, time for a big ol' upgrade for Astrid, which is great because she's been getting beaten up a lot, so. Ooh. What does she have on that? Oh, it's this. It's gotta be that. Okay, that's alright because that's worth changing that out. We can give that to someone else. This is the one that's free action once a day, but it's the right there, the +1 to AC is why she couldn't put it on. Cold and fire resistance, though, is super handy. Man, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to wear that, because I think everybody's got magical armor at this point. I don't even know if Keishara could put that on. Okay, she can. Now, the thing is, Mithrin's cloak is +3 to AC and +2 to saving throws. So, No, that's what I thought. Yep, no one's going to be able to wear it because they've already got magic armor on. Dang it. Okay, well, so the AC is better on this one, of course, but this is 30% cold and fire resistance. We've been doing a lot of cold and fire, attacks in this dungeon, so we're just going to hang on to this. We'll trade them out for right now for the energy resistance. And then we will see at the end of this dungeon if we still need it. We can always swap it out, just like that axe that damages the undead. Alright, and we will come back here and rest in a bit. Yeah, it would, there we go. They would all stack because of different types of bonuses. But in 2nd edition, it is who? Excuse you. We cleaned out. There shouldn't be any more archers up there. Where is that coming from? Was there another set of stairs that we missed? Maybe? But anyway, yes, that was something very irritating about 2nd edition and to a lesser degree 3rd edition and Pathfinder, is that we can only use, like, it's not just the highest type of bonus counts like in 3rd edition and Pathfinder. It's if you're wearing a ring of protection +1, you cannot put on +1 magical armor. Or if you're wearing +2 armor, you can't wear a cloak that gives you +1 to AC and so forth. And no, this is it. This is the top of it. So I guess even though we cleaned the archers out, they're just going to keep shooting at us? Okay. Well, we'll just have to deal with that then. Sverfneblin. The Sverfneblin that's the true name that deep gnomes have for themselves. So, oops. That is what deep gnomes call themselves. This is to the Lower Dorn Mines. Alright, I think we've just about... Oh. I see. A salamander. Get him. We've just about uncovered all of this map, so... Oop, I heard the sound of someone leveling up. Get him, guys. Come on. There we go. Nice. 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 The Mad Mage, allied with Marketh, has bull-headed men and Umber Hulks serving him. When we fail, the Hulks rip us to pieces. Oh boy. The Mad Mage, allied with Marketh. So, Minotaurs and Umber Hulks. Gotta be prepared. Well, Gemcutter's house, Marketh's palace, and the mines. We didn't get a lot of chance to explore around here. Some of these doors are, you can see, like, barred up. There's several things here that I want to explore. Oh, and first of all, we're going to level some of these folks up. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. There. We're going to do that this time. Because he needs it. 4th level spell slot. Let's see. That's going to be Greater Malazan Hopelessness. We'll take one of those. Okay, good. He's still searching. Norl. Presumably the gem cutter. Let's have this dwarf talk to him here. I assume you've brought me more topazes to cut. Well, set them down and leave me to my work. I have no idea what you're talking about. I suppose even Marketh's goons aren't bored enough to come in here and harass me. My name is Norl. I am a gem cutter. Marketh keeps me here so I can cut gemstones for his master and craft jewelry for his concubine. What's wrong with your legs? Ooh, rude. You can't just ask people what's wrong with their legs. Marketh hobbled me because I tried to escape. Suppose I should be happy. At least he didn't cut out my tongue. Someday that bastard will get what's coming to him. Who is Marketh? Marketh is the human who lives in Old Dorn's palace. He set himself up as the Lord Chamberlain.
He lives there with his concubine, Jennifer, and his 2 bodyguards. A gang of his thugs, led by a halfling named Seth, guards the entrance to the palace. Marketh likes to make himself seem very worldly and important. He's nothing but a common thug. Well, who does he work for, then? What's he doing down here? Marketh serves a priest of a human god called Ilmater. I don't know anything about the religion, but it seems to me like it must be a church of cruel punishment and slavery. He's always telling us that we have to suffer for Ilmater, and that we have to be slaves to his will and the will of the church. Who told you this? His name is Pokerlin. Revered brother Pokerlin. He looks like a madman. He wears white robes with red stains at the bottom, like he walks through blood. The stains are on his sleeves, too. His wrists are always in bandages. He's got a red cap that he wears, and his eyes, they're like ice. Where can we find this jerk? I don't know. Not sure I want to know, either. Every once in a while, when Marketh comes here, I have the urge to jump up and hit him. Thought about doing the same thing when Pokerlin came here. As soon as I did, he grabbed my face and looked right into my eyes. It's like he knew. Goodness gracious. Well. Tools of a jeweler and whitesmith. Well, that is very upsetting. Real sorry about that.
Agreed.
Maybe we can do something for him at a later time. If nothing else, we can take some revenge. Ooh, this took us to a different area, so we'll head back out this way. I wonder if those are some of the thieves he was talking about.
Agreed.
Let's see. To the oubliette. An oubliette is like a really deep hole with smooth sides that is used as a dungeon, so that people can't climb up out of it. Technically, in the broader sense, I guess popular media has just made it into like a room at the bottom of a hole, or at the bottom of a shaft, so they're calling this an oubliette. Go away! Can't Marketh's goons pick on someone else? Give old Tarnhelm a rest! Are you okay? That's nice. Vain caring. It must give you some sort of cruel delight to see someone cheer up right before you shove your stinking boot in their face. No, we really didn't come here to hurt you. Well, if you're such a kindly soul, why don't you get out of here and bring us some food? My breathing isn't getting any better by choking on rock dust all the time. And while you're at it, why don't you kill the salamanders at the top of the chain elevator? Why are there salamanders? How in the 9 hells should I know? Our priest back at... our priest, Beorn, he told us that the dwarves used portals to the elemental plane of fire in order to power their forges. Maybe the salamanders came through there. Okay, well, where can we get you some food? Well, you're a smart one, aren't you? Obviously the salamanders don't eat our food. Why don't you try checking in the small palace off of Durdalanatha? Marketh lives there. There should be some food there. If you're especially brave, you could try checking the domes in the artisans' districts. Malavon might... What about Malavon? What's wrong? You must not have been around here long if you don't know about Malavon. The Drowman man is raising an army of Umbrelks to seek out my people. With him on our backs and no food in our bellies, we're in dire trouble. If you want to distinguish yourselves from the rest of the scum in Dorne, go find us some food. Okay, well, we will see what we can do.
Done.
Goodness gracious. They are in a nasty spot. Ho! A giant rhinoceros beetle. Ooh, him big and angry.
I'll take it.
And that's an Umber Hulk. Goodness gracious.
What do you want?
I want for you to pick up those items.
I guess these
Agreed.
must have been guarding the gnomes. Does this go... Okay, no. I was thinking that this might perhaps go, like, connect up with the mines, the Lower Dorn mines. And perhaps it does, but it doesn't appear like it's going to, because this is a fairly small map. Huh. Interesting. It seems like there should be more here, and I can't really remember for sure. It's been too long. Seems like there should be more to this map, though, you know? Like it just kind of cuts off without doing anything. Well, that's alright. We'll find out. We always do. In the meantime, though, let's get out of here. So, we've got a bunch of stuff we've got to do. Now, we know that these folks are not real priests of Ilmater, because Ilmater is the god of suffering, yes, but not the god of making other people suffer. He's the god of altruism, of taking other people's suffering onto himself, which is why he's the god of healing. He's the god of martyrdom. And, I mean, he wouldn't hang out with Torm and Tyr, who are both gods of, like, justice and bravery and honor and things like that, protection. If he was evil, they wouldn't tolerate him. That's why they're called the Triad. The three of them work together. So, this brother Paukalin, who we have heard about since all the way back in Kuldahar, we've known since then that there was something fishy about him from the very beginning. So now it seems like we're getting close to maybe meeting him. We're starting to catch up. And when we do, there's going to be a reckoning, because if he's responsible for all this... I hate that
I'm on it.
they still attack you even though we came in here and killed them. I feel like that's a glitch,
Agreed.
but I don't know how to fix it. So I'll see if maybe that actually is like a known glitch or something.
You have my undivided attention.
And it might be something that I can possibly fix. Alright, well there we go. We are ready to continue on. Oops. But we will be doing that next time. I think that we played enough for now. Man, we've got to find evidence of Brother Paukalin's blasphemy to take back to that undead paladin of Torm and free him from bondage. We've got to find food for Tarnhelm. And we need to do something about Malavon, who I believe is down in lower Dorn's Deep Mines area. So get rid of those Umber Hulks and save the Sverfneblin, set them free. And then confront Marketh in his palace. Phew, that is a lot. And hopefully somewhere in there we're going to find Brother Paukalin and we're going to deal with him, because that's been a long time coming. That will all have to wait until next weekend. So I hope that you will join me then for another episode of Icewind Dale at Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York and Miami time here in the U.S. And until then, I'm really glad that you were along for the ride. Thanks for being part of the party. If you're not already subscribed and you enjoyed this, please do. And you'll find links to YouTube, where I'm going to upload this tomorrow, as well as to Twitter, to Pillowfort, and to Facebook. So be sure to go around, give me a like or a follow on social media. It really helps out. And be sure to let other people know about the stream. And tell me your thoughts on, like, what game you'd like to see me play next, maybe, because we're coming up on the end of Icewind Dale, so we need to be thinking about that. Like I said, I don't know if this is the final chapter, but it's pretty close. Either chapter 6 or 7 is the last one. And we are going to do Heart of Winter after that, but still, like, the expansion pack I don't think is as big as the entire standalone Icewind Dale game, so it's not going to take that long to get through. So, I will see you again next Saturday for more Icewind Dale, and until then, as always, thanks for playing.